Welcome, all you lovely people, to your weekly energy update, and we're looking at the week of June 5th through June 12th. These are timeless, of course, so no matter when you're coming across these, they will have messages for you. I would trust your intuition if it brought you here. There are definitely messages for you. Now, we are just entering the Saturn retrograde, which started on June 4th, and Saturn is going to be in Aquarius for this entire period starting June 4th going through October 23rd. Now, Saturn was the original traditional ruler over Aquarius before Uranus was discovered, so they do have this kind of old bond between them, so there's some extra juiciness and flavor that will be with Saturn coming through this period. You can kind of look at Saturn as like this strict grandfather who teaches us their wisdom, and when we do the work for them and do the work that they present to us, then they also reward us with, inheritance, right? So they are this taskmaster in a way, and so we just will look into where are they wanting us to do some work. And because this period of time from June 4th all the way through October 23rd, it will be in Aquarius in retrograde. It will be in our 11th house of Aquarius energy. So the classroom that we're going to be in, revisiting our beliefs, because that's what Saturn does. It has us challenge how we think about a particular area of our life. So the 11th house is about like our beliefs, our interactions with society, groups of friends or colleagues or whatever groups we're a part of. And it can be like our view of the entire world as well. So during this retrograde, Saturn is always having us do the work, but during the retrograde is kind of like our time to review our notes we've been taking as we're going through a classroom. We reflect on what we've learned and really what changes we want to introduce into our lives when Saturn goes direct on October 23rd. So, Saturn goes into retrograde every single year for about a third of the year. So this isn't something new and surprising for us. It's just something that will unfold for us. So for this reading, what we're going to be looking at is what would be in our highest experience to review during this Saturn retrograde. And I'm going to have a reading for each individual zodiac sign. I'm going to jump into yours right now. All right, all my Virgos, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off with these archetype cards. And FYI, any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. And these are perfect cards to start off with, because they represent like the different personalities or parts of our lives, and this is what we're looking for. Asking Spirit, what area of your life can you review during this entire Saturn retrograde? All right, so for our Virgos, what would you like them to know? What area of their life would you recommend for their highest experience to review during this retrograde? Okay, they really went to that one right there. And then we're also going to pull a card here from the Power of Surrender cards to see what other area of your life, or the message that combines with this card here. Okay, what else for our Virgos, please? All right, that one right there. Okay, and then they do want me to go ahead and pull the Sun and Moon Tarot already. So we will just pull all the cards and get them all ready here. And one more time. All right, so what clarification do you want to bring for Virgos for this period? Okay, I do want 1, 2, and 3. What else? All right. 2 and 2. All right, so let's get these out of the way here. Maybe. There we go. So let me just get these lined up. I feel like this is the way they want them to be. And we will start with the Archetype card here. And you've got the Hermit, which is so perfect because the Hermit in the Major Arcana is Virgo. So this is so you anyway. So it gives you the light attributes and shadow attributes. The lighter side of the Hermit card is you're seeking solitude to focus intently on inner life, and it serves your personal creativity. Now, the shadow side or the darker side of that energy is you can withdraw from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. So, one side of the energy is all about you on this, beautiful inner search and discovery of who you are and your worth and all this amazing things. But, and that's out of love of yourself that you're doing that versus, like I said, the other is fear. You just don't want any conflict because you might be when we're in fear mode, we're either in fight or flight, right? So flight, we go into hermit mode and we prefer to go into the fleeing than fighting because I kind of feel like this black here is reminding me of a crow because we don't want to eat crow later. We don't want to, have a fight. We'd rather just withdraw away out of fear. So it seems like maybe you are, and this is a general reading, but I feel like a majority of you choose the flight instead of the fight in that fight or flight. And then the other message with the power of surrender is surrendering your ego. And that is cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So Zakiel's talking about that shadow side is about our ego. It's out of the fear that we don't want to fail others and we don't want to, be judged by others and let people down and all that wonderful fear-based emotions. So it looks like this reflection is a lot to do with this inner search because once you find this, this beautiful hermit journey from within here, then you basically become a chalice that fills up with beautiful, beautiful, loving energy that overflows out to people. Whereas the fear ego, it's like you withdraw in because you feel like you're so empty all the time, that you feel like you're slaving away to everyone, that you're not of service, you're of slavery. And so there is this return back to your inwardness to find that wholeness and that completeness where you are able to feel energized because you're filling up and it's overflowing to others instead of you feeling exhausted and resentful when you feel like you're giving away your life force before you even have this wholeness and completeness for yourself. But we'll dig more in here. I want to find what the central tarot card is here for you. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Look, failure. It's what we fear, right? And the 7 of Pentacles, Pentacles is the outside world. All the other 3 suits of the minor arcana are all about our inwardness, our thoughts and our emotions and our energy. But this one's about the outside world. And it almost feels like you're going in circles, like you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And that's an interesting way they interpret the card here. But usually this is all about you have a bush that you have something growing on, or a tree, and you're starting to see the fruit of your labor, but you're not too pleased with the fruit of the labor. It's like you have this change of mind, this change of direction. So I kind of feel like what you were doing before was so geared to people pleasing that you weren't living your dream, you were living a supposed to, a should, a need to, a have to, a must. Those expectations that are given to us, like the dream that's handed to you when you're younger, going, this is who you're going to be. And you're like, oh, okay. And so you wake up each day going, oh crap, I gotta go live my dream today. And if you feel that way, then you know that that's not your dream. That was someone else's dream that was handed to you. Because this is this change. You're realizing that that way wasn't pleasing you anymore. And as you surrender to filling up with this love inside, that's this wholeness and this completeness that comes, and then you feel like you are ready to move into something different, to express that unconditional love you have within you in your own special, unique way, not trying to fit into all those expectations of the outside world, fearing failure. Because if you're giving love to the world in your own unique way, how can you ever fail? Because you're the one that determines how you're doing it. No one can judge you for it because they don't know the rules. You do, because you are the one that's choosing your unique way to give that to the world, if that makes sense. Then we're going to move to this one over here. Yay! Empress. Creativity, new birth, renewal, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So definitely taking time. The Hermit card here is also about making sure to take care of you, going internal, finding what matters to you. And of course, this is a new birth card. 3 is the number of creativity. And so this definitely is this new way of expressing yourself in your own unique way. And I love that coming in here. You also have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups, this is emotions. 8s are moving to a new level in your emotions. And it is basically saying you are becoming aware of the emotions that no longer serve you and that you're ready to leave behind in the pursuit. The next card after this is the 9 of Cups, which is inner emotional fulfillment. The number 9 is what the Hermit card is in the Major Arcana. So it's like you're headed off for this emotional fulfillment by going into this inner search instead of this outer search instead. Yep. Yeah. And then you have the 9 of Swords. So here's a 9. The 9 of Swords is kind of known as the nightmare card or the insomnia card. And the reason it is because all of these swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. But all of these swords represent all those expectations I was talking about, the supposed to be's and the shoulds and the need to's and the have to's, all those things that were stressing you out and giving you nightmares and keeping you up at night because you feel like, who am I going to be if I don't do all those things? I'm going to fail. And it's like, no, the beautiful thing about the 9s is that it is this signifier, like I mentioned, with the number 9 being this connected to the Hermit. You are on this inner search, finding your thoughts and your beliefs, understanding those small t truths that you're ready to leave behind because they're no longer going to serve you. They have served you to allow you to experience the shadow attributes and this, these ego feelings. But you are ready to move to this new level mentally. And I really feel like this Hermit side is all about questioning your thoughts and beliefs. The things you automatically thought were true, the things you automatically thought, were like huge rules in your life. Like I said, all those supposed to be, no, it's supposed to be this way. It should be that. It needs to be this. It has to be that. It's like, really, does it? Why do I feel that way? And do I want to make that change, right? Because you won't make a change until you're ready. It's just the way it works. We never change till we're ready to change. We're very stubborn that way, which is okay, because all humans are. And then you have the 8 of Swords. So a lot of mentalness here. You have the 8 moving to a new level of emotion, 8 moving to a new level of your mindsets. And this 8 of Swords, you can see how she's like being controlled by all these strings. That's all these expectations and these emotions and everything I was telling you about. Usually they're bound to, they're tied up and blindfolded and trapped by the swords. And this is this awareness that it's your thoughts, it's your beliefs that have been making you feel bound and trapped and confined. And so this is beautiful that you have 2 8s here that are really moving you up into this new level. You're ready for this new change of your change of heart, your change of how you're approaching those things. And then you have the Strength card. Beautiful, beautiful. It's funny, this is normally the number 8. The people, depending on, they either have the Strength card be number 11 or number 8. The number 11 is usually the balancing card, the Temperance card. So, and it's usually number 8 or 11, and so this would be number 8 normally too. But this is definitely this great message about connecting to your higher self. I mean, this, usually they'll have like a infinity symbol somewhere on them. It's not on there on this particular deck, but this represents your higher self, and this is your human self. So it shows the two sides of your existence. And there's a beautiful story that comes with this too, in that you basically have this character represented by the wolf. You know, our human character is just a character we play and experience life through on this planet in this giant play. It's like a giant improv play. But the actor behind the character is our true self, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And our little wolfie here, who represents our human side, comes down here hungry and thirsty, and it is told, look out here, all these expectations on the outside world. These are the things that are going to make you feel whole and complete, and it's going to satisfy your hunger and quench your thirst. So we go out and look basically in 3 areas. The 3 of Swords I usually call the Expectations card, because it has the 3 swords, which are the 3 areas of our life that we've been told to search for fulfillment in. The first is relationships, whether that's romantic or family or friends or peers at work or school, or our fur babies or our feather babies, some sort of relationship with things. And then the second sword is situations or circumstances, like your education, your job, your social status, situations you can be in. And then the third sword is things, our body, our possessions, our bank accounts. And it's told to go out there and eat and drink of those things, and it does, because it's what we all do, what we've all been taught to do. It's what our society represents to us. And when we do that, the little wolf discovers, this didn't satisfy me for very long, if at all, and I'm even more hungry, I'm even more thirsty than I was before. And it eats of all of those, and it keeps eating. It gets hungry, and it gets more thirsty. It becomes so desperate that it starts roaring, and it becomes hangry. It's hungry, angry, it's roaring, or in this case, it's howling at the moon. And our higher self is always aware of our little woofy self. Our little woofy self is not aware of our higher self in the beginning. So it feels it's alone, it feels it's desperate, but our higher self hears it howling, and it comes down. And it doesn't, stab the wolf and put him out of its misery, or try to cage him to protect everyone else from it, or try to control or manipulate it some way with a whip and a chair like they do with lions or whatever. But because it knows that what little wolfie is hungry for is the unconditional love of the higher realms, not these external things that are disappointing. And so the higher self knows it has what our little wolfy self desires, because it is made of unconditional love. It's very convenient. And so our higher self comes down and hugs little wolfy self and gives it this love that it's been searching for all along. And it transforms into this little, baby wolf cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete, protected and loved for the first time in its life. And it's beautiful, because it's no longer, so angry and desperate. It just feels this wholeness and the completeness in the moment. And our higher self is not like Superman that comes down, rescues someone, and flies off. Now that wolfie is aware of our higher self. They can walk hand in paw together as they go forward in their journey going forward. So I love this coming in, because this is all about the whittling away of these thoughts and beliefs that have been making you feel this way, making you feel this fear, making you withdraw out of fear. And, because you don't want to battle, you don't want to be that hangry person. Who was it, a Snickers commercial where someone turns into Don Rickles? He was he used to criticize, he was known for his comedy and how he could criticize people, really easily and all that. And so this, that Snickers commercial says someone doing that to people and they're like, oh my God, back down. And until they get a Snickers bar, they get something that satisfies them and they turn back into their warm little gentle self. And that's kind of what this is unfolding. I love this. And then your final card is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is about seeing things from a higher perspective as well. You've been hanging around, learning, and now it kind of also is this time for action. It's time to put this love into action. And this new birth through this period too is showing that you've been working on this for a while. You've been doing this internal search. I mean, you are the master hermits, right? You are able to go into this intellectual review of your life and everything else in existence, but wisdom is gleaned from it, and you are learning all this. But I really feel like this is the time of new birth, time for this nurturing, but it's time for some movement too, regarding these new thoughts and these new beliefs that replace these old ways of thinking. So I love that this is coming here for you for this period. So reflecting on this during this Saturn retrograde is what Spirit is asking for you to do for your highest experience, realizing that there are these two sides of you, but the more you connect with your higher self and allow yourself to receive the love, that unconditional love from your higher self, the more whole and complete you will feel and the less hangry you will be. So I hope this helps. I am and going to enjoy to see how this unfolds for you all. And, hopefully some of you do come back and comment later on how it impacted you. And especially since this is going to be it's from June 4th to October 23rd. So that's 4.5 months. So you have this beautiful journey of reflection that's coming during this period. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos. So if you want to be kept up on these weekly energy updates as you go through this and any of the other videos that I put out, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. And also doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in very helpful ways, because when you like a video, you share a video, comment on a video, especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things helps the YouTube algorithm get very excited about this channel, and it wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I'm definitely grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. Right, amazing Virgos, as you go through this wonderful week and wonderful Saturn retrograde, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.